let's talk about the financial or the payment system in Nigeria. We do know it's a bit of celebratory in that area now. Just a week ago, the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, that's NIBS, they achieved a milestone, one they say is a major one in Nigeria's financial technology landscape. It's the successful execution of the first live transaction on a national payment stack, that's the NPS. They say it's the next generation infrastructure designed to unify and modernize Nigeria's electronic payment system. It happened November 7 between a fintech and a traditional bank, and it's been called a defining moment for Nigeria's digital payments industry. And so now processing transactions is going to happen in milliseconds with instant settlements, demonstrates speed, scalability, and reliability of the NPS, a new engine that's supposed to power all of that, and also security too. Of course, that's very important. So let's talk to an individual from that ecosystem to tell us exactly how secure and reliable this is and what to expect. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Rank Group PLC, Mr. Femi Iromini. Mr. Iromini, good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. So they say it's a new era with this new NPS. So we can expect, tell us what we can expect. We've been told, you know, but you are in the system. Tell us what to expect.
So primarily, when you look at the payment system in Nigeria, it has been progressive over the years, right? In terms of speed and some other dependency. But the goal for NPS is such that it can be unified together. Looking at the banking sector, the telecommunication, and also fintech. Now to add to it, government agencies. And when you look at this, it's such that when you unified everything, it makes it more seamless, more efficient, right? Now, to take it a step further, it's not just about the unification alone. Digital identity system comes with it as well, which enables access, financial inclusion, right? So all of this forms the foundation to improve financial inclusion in Nigeria. But the interesting part is all of this connects to major policies around tax reform, major policies around credits, right? For instance, things around your revenue insights will be connected to it. Government reliefs, like social benefits, will be connected to it. Also remittances as well. That's another angle. Now, the most exciting one for me is the fact that open banking is a major part of it. And what does that mean? With open banking, that means financial institutions can have access to data to underwrite better, which reduces the cost of underwriting. It makes credit to be more accessible and also make it affordable. So it's a major progress that ties everything together, basically.
So I'm sure a lot of Nigerians will be excited when you say it ties everything together for some reasons. First of all, a lot of times you hear complaints of we have our data scattered everywhere. You know, so when you say it's unifying, how unifying is it? If you could paint a picture for us, because Nigerians will go, you want to open an account, you have one information, you drop there. You want to renew your driver's license, you also have to put information right there. One would expect, can it get to a point where I have a code? So I just mention my name or give you my code, and then you get all my information. It's supposed to be one central data bank.
Yeah, I think we're on the journey to that already. When you look at the policy around the tax reform, the baseline is around being able to unify the identity either from BVN or to NIN, right? So the same thing connects to you having a digital identity. And really, when you have a digital identity and all the ecosystem players, the banks, the fintechs, because when NIBS was created, fintech was still very nascent, right? So when you have all the players, the banks, the fintechs, telcos are major players when it comes to financial services now. And then the other bits are more like the government agencies, MDAs, connected to it, then bringing consumers into the fore. It makes it easier such that the baseline element for access is addressed. which is identity. That means if I want to access services from from fintech, I can use a unified identity system. So I feel is the foundation to us having singular identity system when it comes to accessing financial services.
The other thing that a lot of Nigerians will be excited about if this can do is security. So we see it as one of the promises. But you know, as we speak, somebody gets defrauded and it goes from the person's account to another account. And you would expect that it should be an easy peasy to get, you know, the defrauding account since it's still in the same system. You know, so if we say it's unified and secured, can we access or at least, you know, get?
So when you check the initiative, one of the core elements is around fraud management, right? And when you look at fraud, you cannot look at it in isolation. Regulators are very important, they're very instrumental to it, and it's commendable that we're going in this direction. So what that means is when there is unification in terms of the financial services, it means that to a good extent, if a fraudulent person performs any action with a bank, right, the data sets are not in silos. In reality, they are connected to the fintech as well, to the telecommunication, your phone number, which is a major identity, major unifier in Nigeria. So in reality, it makes fraud-related issue to be traceable, right? It makes some level of enforcement to be initiated, right? So in reality, when it comes to fraud, I feel this forms a good foundation for us to start tackling fraud, because it's not just about speed alone. It's a lot more around security, around the services we're providing. So to a good extent, your data, your history can be traced whether from the traditional banking system or financial banking system or even telecommunication. And all of this now connected to the government entities as well.
So even when we have the system, yeah, I hear you there. Even though we have the system, we still need people who are willing.
Enforcement.
That's where the enforcement come in.
I feel the current players, when it comes to government, when it comes to our policymaker, they're doing a lot. They're deliberate, actually. And often, the fact that they've been in the industry before, a lot of this policy are tailored to what the market needs, right? So I can see that willingness to actually tackle this issue based on all the policies I've seen. Because when there's security in terms of our payment, in terms of our financial services, it rolls back to the fact that people have confidence in the system. They can remit their tax, they can make their payment, they will not be hiding their money, basically. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about confidence. I know you're preaching the message of the African model for savings and investment.
Yeah.
Do we want to go back to our Konko? Is it Konko we used to call? You know where you used to
Kolo. They call it Kolo.
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 Is that where you want to take us back to?
So it's actually it's more like where finance started, right? So think about how humans emerge. Think about the barter system, where you give me yam, I give you cassava, I give you shovel, right? Think about communal storage. Someone is going to build the storage, they all come together and they exchange. Now, from that model was built on shared trust, mutual respect. They're able to de-risk it with my kingship, my fellow kingsmen. Do you understand? And in reality, the same model evolved into what we call the rotational savings model, AJO. They call it Esusu. Is not just about Africa, it's something that is global, right? And when you look at it, in other countries like Francophone, they call it tontine. In some other part, they call it Susu, right? And all of this draws from the knowledge of communal system. Humans are not created in isolation. We're social beings. I'm meant to connect with you. And worker station, professional station. And when you look at this in terms of baseline, community is the major element of how we live, how we survive, is how we breed, right? And for us, there's a lot that has been done when it comes to rudimentary traditional financial services. And what we've seen is more like the gaps, which is a lot of things is still manual. An average person, they still do a job, contribution. You're getting married, actually. They're doing Ashwebi, right? Everything has to do with contribution. And when you look at all of this, they're done manually. There's no transparency. Old student association, they want to build a structure. Let's create a WhatsApp group. We create an account there, they're contributing, right? So all of this is still manual, not totally transparent, is not scalable. And even they're not really backed by financial instruments. And for us, we're not building something that is out of the world. What we're doing is being able to bring technology to meet people where they are. This is Africa. So how can we leverage on technology to build something that is relevant to people and being able to achieve our own vision? Our vision is simple: to make prosperity common. That means if you want to make prosperity common, it should not be too complicated. Make it simple, relate to something social to them. And that is what we're doing with our model in terms of building a money app that enables people to be able to save together, invest together, grow together. Wealth can be created together. And in reality, all of this is backed by top-line technology and then strong financial instruments, right? And really, yes, that has been the model. That's been the model.
Well, I mean, taking us back down there, it sounds like, I mean, old school is still the best. Yeah?
It's still the best.
We just need to apply a little bit of technology on it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the program. Chief Executive Officer of Rand Group PLC, Mr. Femi Romini, and for sharing your views.
Thank you very much. All right.